So a processed food is something that you might know like a tin of tuna. So it's something that's been processed in order to perhaps get into the tin or get into a packet. So it would be standard processing that might be happening. Ultra processed is when that process has become even more processed. So we might have extra additives and preservatives and emulsifiers added in. And we're talking about, instead of it being a tin of tuna, it's become so processed up that you can hardly recognize it. And maybe it's become like a tuna cereal bar, for example, which sounds a bit foul, but you know what I mean.
It's often convenient and cheaper just to grab something, a ready meal, for instance, put it in the microwave, a packet of crisps, some chocolate. Isn't that the thing, though, that processed food, ultra-processed food, is often quicker and cheaper and the easiest option?
Absolutely, it totally is. It's much quicker, isn't it, to grab a meal deal for your lunch rather than going home, making a sandwich, popping it in a lunchbox. So it absolutely is, but it's not always the most nutritious option is the problem.
Can fresh be affordable, Priya?
I think it can, but you've got to be really savvy with it, and you've actually got to know how to cook. You've got to have cooking equipment, you've got to have all of that access, and you also need to be able to get to the shops, and not everybody has that level of accessibility and affordability.
What can we all do to make a difference to what we eat? What are the easy alternatives?
I'm not sure there's easy alternatives, but I do think we need to be cooking from scratch a lot more and finding quick, simple things like pasta with some homemade sauce or a jacket potato with baked beans. It doesn't mean you have to have fancy meals at home, but learning how to cook and then putting that into practice is really, really key.
And you've often said as well that it starts from a younger age, teaching younger people how to cook.
Absolutely, and that's something that I practice at home. So one of the simple things we've done at home is, instead of putting cereal bars in the children's lunch boxes, we get the children to bake every weekend, and then they put those snacks in their packed lunches. So it's actually teaching them a skill, it's saving me time and money, and it's giving them something a little bit more nutritious in their packed lunches too.
Priya Tew, really interesting to talk to you this evening. You've got me thinking now about what I'm going to be eating for my dinner tonight.